Dear students, good morning. In the previous videos, I taught and we discussed about the objective bits related with the JEE Mains and CET, even IIT problems also. Now we are going to start. I want to teach the theory classes. Theory classes means you know it. It's a concept. It is a very good concept. In the theory classes, we have to observe, you students, you have to observe it from beginning to ending. Each and every step must be observed by you. And what I am telling and giving the lecture, you have to see and observe it very keenly. It is very important because it is not objective. Objective means problem to problem it reverse. By using the shortcut methods, we solve it, or simply by seeing the answers, options, we can take the correct answer. But here it is important, we have to prove the problem. For the solution of the problem in this chapter, not only in the chapter, any chapter, we have to know about all the concepts included in that particular chapter. Okay, now this is very important. From the beginning itself, you have to observe it. Try to understand. It is not the previous videos. It is a different one. Okay, now observe. Yeah. You see, this is trigonometry. In the first PU, we discussed the ratios up to transformations for chapters and equations, trigonometric equations. Successfully we completed and you wrote the exams very well. Yeah, okay. Now this is also one more chapter. It is in the second PU. Okay, now inverse. Observe. You see, let y is equal to f of x, that is equal to f of x be a function, let y is equal to f of x be a function where x belongs to a comma b, a closed interval. Means the domain of this function is a comma b. Already we know it in the functions, or otherwise we will discuss about it also. Just here, y is equal to f of x be a function where x belongs to a comma b. Okay, now this is a domain. It is called as a domain of the function. For what value of x this function is defined. That is the meaning. And x is independent. It is independent variable. It is independent variable, and y is dependent variable. Yeah, observe. Okay, now that means x is independent variable and y is a dependent variable. Okay, now here x belongs to a comma b is a domain. That means the values of x is domain and the values of y, the set of values of y is called a range. You see, y belongs to, it is f of a comma f of b. This is a range. Okay now? Okay now? Right. For example, you see, y is equal to f of x is equal to 1 by x minus 3. Okay now, here you see x belongs to capital R minus 3. Why? Because for x is equal to 3, we will get y is equal to 1 by 3 minus 3, 1 by 0, infinity. Infinity is not the value. It is not a number. Undefined. If the 0 is in denominator, is not possible to define. It is undefined. So here the function for x is equal to 3 will not be defined well. So the set of other values other than the 3, x is equal to 3, the remaining all values in the set capital R means real number set. So this is a domain. Okay now, like this. And you see, this is directly function. Now, y is equal to f of x and y is equal to 1 by x minus 3. Here, x is equal to, it is f inverse of y. Try to understand. Y is in terms of x. And what is x in terms of y? A question will be raised. Y is equal to f of x, like this. Then what is x in terms of y? At that time we write it. It is a notation. F inverse, that means f comes to this side means f inverse of y. This is called as inverse. Clearly evident. And here you see, it is x minus 3 is equal to 1 by y now. Then x is equal to 1 by y plus 3 now. Then 1 plus 3y by y. Okay now? Okay now, x is equal to 1 plus 3y by y. What is x? X is f inverse. Therefore, f inverse of y, because here x is equal to f inverse of y. Notation is there. F inverse of y is equal to 1 plus 3y by y. This is called as inverse. Okay na? Inverse function. Okay na? This is called as inverse function. Function is this one. Y is equal to f of x is this one. Whereas y inverse, f inverse of y, 1 plus 3y by y is called as a inverse function of this one. Here x, y is in terms of x. Here x in terms of y. F inverse y means this is x. X in terms of y. It is reversed. It is inverse. So it is called as a inverse function. Okay now? Now, I will get clear. Okay now, is it okay? Hence, observe, if y is equal to f of x is a function, in or with domain x belongs to a comma b, then x is equal to f inverse of y. Observe, y in terms of x already with one example y is solved. We can understand. Now x in terms of y, it is a notation. X is equal to f inverse y is inverse function of f of x. Okay now? For the function, main function f of x, the inverse is this one. Okay now? like this it is defined. Now you see, slowly we'll come to our chapter inverse trigonometric function. Here onwards you pay a good attention. You see, if y is equal to f of x is equal to sin x, y is equal to f of x is simply notation. Y, f of x both are same function. That f of x is defined here particularly sin x, trigonometric function of x. X is the degrees, angle. For the angle, what is the sine? Sine is a function. It is one application for x variable. It is one application. That is directly a function. Y is equal to sine function. Where, this is the notation for where x belongs to, it is minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2 na? Yeah. It is a principal angle sector. Okay. Now you see, then x is equal to, you tell me, not, you leave out this one. Y is equal to sin x directly. Then x is equal to, this x is equal to sin comes to this side. It is a sin inverse y. Will agree? Sin inverse y. So x in terms of y, it is a sin inverse of y. Okay now, where y belongs to, it is minus 1 comma 1. If you are unable to catch this one, you simply leave it out. Later we will discuss. The main thing is y is equal to sin x, then x is equal to sin inverse y. That is the important. Now, is called, this is called as inverse sin x. Okay na? Or here, especially in this case, in this trigonometric equations, the inverse function is also called arc sin x. It is also called as a arc sin x. Observe. Inverse sin x or arc sin x. And it is shortly written, that means notation, it is shortly written as, it is arc sin x, or otherwise sin inverse x. Okay now? The notation, this is the notation. At every time it is not needed to write sin inverses, inverse of sin x or arc sin x, not like that. Simply sin inverse x is enough. Next onwards we follow that notation sin inverse x. Okay now? See, hence, or otherwise that, if y is equal to sin x is a trigonometric equation, that implies x is equal to sin inverse y. Okay now? Similarly, y is equal to cos x, that implies x is equal to cos inverse y. Okay na? But here where y belongs to minus 1 comma 1, here also y belongs to minus 1 comma 1. Y is equal to tan x, then x is equal to x is equal to tan comes to this side. It is tan inverse y. For y belongs to minus infinity gamma infinity. All these things are taught in the trigonometric equation chapter. What is the necessary to get that domain of y or range of x? There it is clear. Okay, you leave it out. If it is not followed well, you simply leave it out. Later we will discuss in the problems. But this notations, it is very important. Y is equal to sin x, then x is equal to sin inverse y. Y is equal to cos x, then x is equal to cos inverse y. Y is equal to tan x or x is equal to tan inverse y. Sometimes it is also written and called as x is equal to arc sin y, arc cos y, arc tan y, like that. But you follow this one only. It is enough. If y is equal to cot x, then x is equal to cot inverse y. Here also, the domain is y is equal to, the domain of y is minus infinity gamma infinity. It is open intervals, whereas this is closed interval. Y is equal to secant x. Secant, it is secant, not sec. You don't tell it as sec. It is secant x. Y is equal to secant x. That implies x is equal to. It is a secant inverse of y, where y belongs to. Y belongs to. It is minus infinity gamma infinity minus 1 gamma 1. If it is not known to you, you simply leave it out. While we are drawing the diagrams, it can be easily understood. You see, we know secant is the reciprocal of a cos. We know it. The cos domain is minus 1 to 1. It's reciprocal. That means it will not be in this interval minus 1 comma 1. Which one? The secant. That is why it is written as total R minus, this is R, set of real numbers, minus that interval. But here it is closed, here it is open. This y can take minus 1 and 1 also. In the middle between minus 1 and 1, it will not be taken by y value. Okay now? Try to understand. Similarly, y is equal to cosecant x. Then x is equal to cosecant inverse of y, where y belongs to minus infinity gamma infinity minus open interval, minus 1 gamma 1. Same, it is also the same thing. Okay now? Here all those, it is if it is not clear to you, it's simply leave out while we are solving the problem, it can be understood. But the main, this is 20 minutes class, the main thing, only this one, it is to be understood. It is only notation. Up to now, I discussed with you, only this one. It is a notation, simply notation. If you follow it well, we can follow the problems. First, how to solve the problems. That is the important. Directly, at the same time, it is not possible to observe and take it into account to learn all the concepts. Slowly it can be come. Y is equal to sin x. Then x is equal to sin inverse y. Y is equal to cos x is equal to cos inverse y. Y is equal to tan x is equal to tan inverse y. Similarly, the remaining three ratios. You see, we may say very simply, there are 6 trigonometric ratios. Is it not? Sin to cosecant. Sin x, cos x, tan x, cot, secant and cosecant. According to the 6 ratios, trigonometric ratios, the correspondingly the 6 inverse functions. They may also called as arc sine also, but leave it out. Arc sine y, arc cos y, arc tan y, arc cot y, arc secant y, and arc cosecant y. Corresponding to the 6 ratios, there 6 inverse ratios are also presented. Okay, now is it clear? Yeah. Okay. Pass.